You made it, you got the raise. After years of grinding, someone finally noticed, and the number on your paycheck just jumped by $10,000 a year. So you do what feels completely natural. You upgrade the car. You move to a nicer apartment. You start eating at places that have cloth napkins. Every single one of those choices feels earned, reasonable, even responsible. But here's what nobody tells you at the celebration dinner. Every dollar you add to your lifestyle doesn't just cost you that dollar, it costs you the future wealth you would have built with it. And it raises the finish line for financial independence at the exact same moment. This video is about the quiet arithmetic of lifestyle inflation, how small, reasonable upgrades stack on top of each other over years and decades until the life you built requires a fortune just to sustain. Let's start with a number that should feel alarming. The median retirement account balance for Americans between the ages of 55 and 64, people 1 decade from retirement, is under $90,000. After a full career of work, that gap between what people have and what they need didn't appear overnight. It was built slowly, upgrade by upgrade, across decades of choices that each felt completely justified in the moment. That's what makes it so hard to see coming. You get a raise. You don't blow it on something irresponsible. You simply adjust your life upward. Nicer groceries, a better gym, a newer car. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it is completely invisible while it's happening to you. The insidious part isn't one upgrade, it's the compounding of all of them. Each new expense raises your monthly baseline, the floor below which your life can no longer function. And once a comfort becomes a baseline, it stops feeling optional. Here's the mechanism that makes this devastating. There's a widely used retirement planning guideline called the 4% rule. It says you can safely withdraw 4% of your total savings each year without running out of money. That means every $100 per month in permanent lifestyle spending requires $30,000 more in retirement savings to sustain it forever. $30,000 for $100 a month. Let that settle. That is the real price of every lifestyle habit you lock in. Not the monthly cost, but the lifetime wealth required to fund it after you stop working. When your coffee habit costs $5 a day, that's roughly $1,800 a year. But under that same math, it's also over $50,000 of additional retirement savings you now need to generate before you can stop working. The cup is small. The math behind it is not. Let's follow two people. Same age, same starting salary, same city. Call them Jordan and Alex. They both get a raise at 28. Jordan upgrades their life in 3 small ways that feel completely sensible. Alex banks most of the raise. 30 years later, their financial lives are almost unrecognizable from each other. First, the car. In 2024, the average new car transaction price was around $48,000, up from $37,000 just 5 years earlier. Jordan trades up. The new car payment is $400 more per month than the old one. That single $400 monthly increase translates to $120,000 in additional retirement savings required, just to cover that one upgrade forever. And that's before insurance, maintenance, and fuel, which together add several thousand more dollars per year on top. Now the apartment. Jordan moves somewhere nicer. Not extravagant, just nicer. An extra $800 a month in rent. That's another $240,000 added to the retirement nest egg required. Jordan didn't buy a yacht. Jordan just wanted better natural light and in-unit laundry. Now, dinner. Jordan starts eating out more. Nothing wild, just the default after long workdays. Restaurants instead of home cooking, maybe 4 nights a week. That shift can easily cost $4,000 more per year than cooking at home, and $4,000 a year requires $120,000 more in savings to fund forever. Here's where we pause and feel the weight of this. None of those 3 choices were reckless. a car that works, a comfortable home, dinner out after a hard day. These are the things we work for. The tragedy isn't that Jordan made bad decisions, it's that Jordan made normal ones without understanding the multiplier underneath them. Because every lifestyle upgrade does two things simultaneously. It increases what you spend now, and it increases the total wealth required to declare yourself financially free. The finish line moves backward as you run toward it. Every single time. Let's put a total on Jordan's three upgrades: the car, the apartment, the dining. Together, those three changes added roughly $480,000 to the amount of money Jordan needs to retire, nearly $500,000, from three decisions made in a single year. And Jordan's income is still growing. Each raise brings a new temptation. The human upgrade instinct doesn't stop at 28, it accelerates, because each new income level comes with a new set of socially acceptable expectations about how you should live. By 35, Jordan has 4 streaming subscriptions, about $90 a month. That's another $27,000 in required retirement savings. A nicer gym membership adds another $24,000. One extra vacation per year, $3,000 more in spending, adds $90,000 to the nest egg needed. The amounts individually seem small. The math underneath them is enormous. Each new subscription, each upgraded membership, each additional annual trip, they each reach into your future and silently raise the price of your eventual freedom. A household spending $60,000 per year needs $1.5 million to retire comfortably. A household spending $80,000 per year needs $2 million. That $20,000 difference in lifestyle requires $500,000 more dollars in savings, which for most people represents years of additional work. Years. Not months. Years. The lifestyle upgrade you made at 32 might be the reason you're still working at 67. Not because you were reckless. Because no one showed you the arithmetic while it was still small enough to change. Here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. The average American gets a 3 to 4% raise every year. If every dollar of that raise goes into lifestyle upgrades, a completely normal, socially encouraged thing to do, the net gain in long-term wealth is approximately zero. The raise vanishes, the lifestyle grows, the finish line retreats. This is why the United States personal savings rate was hovering around 3.4% in early 2024, near historic lows. In one of the wealthiest nations in human history, the average person is saving less than 4 cents of every dollar they earn. And yet, this is not primarily a story about discipline or willpower. It's a story about design. We live inside a system that is brilliantly engineered to extract every marginal dollar of lifestyle upgrade from every marginal dollar of income growth. The car dealership, the apartment complex, the restaurant, they scale with your paycheck almost automatically. So, what does the other path look like? Back to Alex. Same raise at 28. Alex chose differently, not ascetically, not miserably, but deliberately. The existing car stayed for 3 more years. The new apartment was slightly nicer, but not dramatically so. Cooking at home stayed the default. Alex's savings rate climbed from 10% to 20%. That single shift doesn't just improve things slightly, it can cut the years to financial independence nearly in half. Not marginally, nearly in half. Because saving more does 2 things at once. It builds the nest egg faster, and it proves you need less money to live on. A lower lifestyle means a smaller nest egg is needed in the first place. And a higher savings rate means you're building that nest egg faster. The two forces compound together, which is why the math becomes so dramatically different so quickly when you resist lifestyle inflation early. At 38, Alex had options Jordan didn't, not because Alex earned more, not because Alex worked harder, because Alex's lifestyle required less wealth to sustain, and that difference, quietly accumulated over 10 years, had become enormous. This is the quiet secret that the wealthiest families seem to understand instinctively. Studies of actual millionaires, people with real, lasting net worth, consistently find that they drive used cars and live in homes far more modest than their income would suggest. Not because they're cheap, because they never let their lifestyle become the enemy of their freedom. Every upgrade you normalize becomes infrastructure. It becomes load-bearing. You can't remove it without your life feeling like it's falling apart. The subscription becomes expected. The restaurant habit becomes the default. The car payment becomes the baseline. And all of it requires wealth to sustain, permanently. Here's what it comes down to. Not minimalism, not deprivation. Just the habit of asking one question before every upgrade. Is this worth the pile of money I will need to generate for the rest of my life to sustain it? Because that is the real price. Not the monthly payment, the lifetime wealth requirement. Jordan and Alex are both in their late 50s now. Same city, still friends, roughly similar careers. Jordan has a beautiful apartment, a great car, a full life by every visible measure, and a financial anxiety that never quite goes away. Not enough saved. Still working. The lifestyle that was built in increments over 30 years now requires more to sustain than Jordan has been able to accumulate, not because of one catastrophic mistake, because of dozens of reasonable ones, made one upgrade at a time across a lifetime of normal decisions. Alex lives simply, but freely, not because Alex earned more or worked harder or got luckier, because every time the finish line tried to move backward, Alex noticed it and held it still. That is the entire difference. Not genius, not sacrifice, just attention. Every upgrade you don't need locks in a future you can't escape, and every upgrade you resist, quietly, deliberately, is a vote for a life where you one day choose to work instead of having to. That's not a small thing. That is the whole thing. You walked in here thinking about a raise, a car, a nicer apartment. You leave knowing that every dollar added to your lifestyle adds $30,000 to the price of your freedom. The number on your paycheck didn't change, but what you do with it just might.